California, stay away from here. Stay away from here now. Don't come in here. Whatever you hear, stay away. John Doe has the upper hand.
What's in the box?
Greetings, everyone. Steve, Paracord of Kindness. How are you doing today? Hopefully your weaving's been happy. Okay, welcome to another edition of What's in the Box? Don't look at the box, man. What's in the box? Alright, we'll get to the box in a second, as always. Okay, let's see. First things first, as always, shameless plug. Stitched modified Sonic armor. In the cards and description below, links. Stitched Iron Man. Also, cards, link below. These are both Cetus weaves. Okay, next thing. Let's see. I've had quite a few new subscribers to the channel. So, for all those, thank you. I appreciate you watching. Like I tell everybody, not a filmmaker, don't have the best equipment, don't have the best lighting, but I know how to make a bracelet. My videos may be long, watch through them, listen, you pick up tips and tricks, and hopefully just those little things you gather here and there from my videos will help you get better. Okay, let's see. These videos here, the What's in the Box videos, well, hang on, let me go back. Let me say this. I'll make this official. I haven't made any videos in a while. I took a break there for a while. Some of you know, some of you don't. But I'll go ahead and tell you. I recently had open heart surgery, right? So, you know, with that comes basically they crack open your rib cage, stick their hands in there, and they dig around in your chest. And then they sew you back up and they send you home. Okay, so with that said, I had to recuperate. You know, I'm fairly young compared to most people that have this type of surgery. So my recovery probably wasn't as bad as it could have been. But, you know, I was laid up in bed for a while. I didn't make any bracelets for about 2 weeks. And then I finally slowly got back into it. And it's been right at 2 months or so since the surgery. And I'm not going to say I'm 100%, but I feel a whole lot better. I've gained my strength back. I can sleep normal, you know, normal type, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, with that, that's where I've been. My apologies, but there is a caveat, you know, whatever. Okay, now, this series of videos, I do this every now and then. I order quite a lot of paracord, and, you know, I get new colors or, you know, refills of colors I'm running out of, or I buy buckles, or I buy this, or new product, whatever. And, you know, this is kind of where I just talk about, display what I've got, what's in the box, right? But it's also where I just sit and talk about what's going on in my little corner of the paracord world. I don't really have that much going on right now. I'm making this video, obviously it's going, you know, you're watching it on YouTube. I got another one. I don't know which one I'll get up first on YouTube, but in the next day or two, this one and the other one will be up. If you're new to paracording, I would highly suggest watching the other video. So, you know, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, that way you'll get notified. The other video is going to be called, Don't Let This Happen to You. The best piece of advice I was never given. Something like that. You'll see it. Subscribe to the channel and you'll see it. Okay, now, with that said, let's see. What have I done lately? I'll show you a couple of the things I've done. Not always I don't have tutorials for every one of these. These things I've just made, but I'll show you. I had some magnetic clasps, and I've been wanting to use them, and I just did this one right here. What is this? This is 95. I used a piece of 550 as the core, 2 snake knots, and then I just did a 4-strand round braid. What is this? Acid purple and Imperial Red. And I put like, here, let's get the light over here. Maybe that'll help you see it a little bit better. Just like a lanyard bead. And in the grooves, it's kind of a purple. It's labeled as purple, but it's more of a magenta, whatever. So I kind of did the colors to kind of match. If you can see that. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, that's something I did. I wanted to try out these magnetic clasps. And I did another one. Because the hole in this one's big enough to, you know, accommodate one piece of 550. You had to super glue it in there, or, you know, whatever type glue, whatever. I did another one. This is a 2-strand cord and also a 4-string round braid, and I did not gut it. If you're familiar with this weave, a lot of times it gets gutted. I didn't gut this one. And then I come back and I stitched it. It's black and Imperial Red. But I put this one also on a magnetic clasp, and it's a little bit bigger, and the hole is big enough to accommodate 2 pieces of 550. With a little finagling, but I got it in there. That's what I've done recently. Okay, let's see. What else? Here's one. I'll throw this one out there. Here's one. This one, we got to discussing this the other day. This is a basic 4-loop conquistador done in neon rainbow. You can also get this same cord in pastel rainbow. And it's on a basic purple plastic buckle. This is a gift for someone. I made it. Their birthday's coming up, and this is going to be a gift. But we got to discussing this, and what this cord is ideally suited to make these conquistadors. If you've ever made a conquistador and you know how to do it, you take one big long piece of cord and you're basically like knitting or crocheting, I guess, looping it back in and around itself, right? And with this cord, the way this cord is made, you buy it, you know, in a big long length, you know, however, whatever, and it'll be like 8, 9, 10 inches, a foot or whatever, of one color, and then it'll fade into the next color. 8, 9, 10 inches, and then it'll fade into the next color. Right? So the cord, and it changes colors, and then it changes colors. And just the nature of the way that's done makes for this really awesome, colorful rainbow conquistador bracelet. Right? It's really, really awesome. That cord is perfect for making these bracelets. Okay, let's see. What else have I done? Well, I had this one on when I filmed the other video, so I'll throw it out there. This is I think it's a, I can't remember if it's a modified or just a regular, but it's Concrete Jungle. I've got a tutorial for this one on my channel. Stitched, I think it's modified Concrete Jungle. And that's, what is that, gray? It's actually gunmetal gray and acid purple. Right? Okay. Let's see. Here's another one. This is the other one I had on. Oh, and this right here, this modified Concrete Jungle, that's a seedless weave also. This one is also a seedless weave. This is the Ultron. And I've got a tutorial on the bracelet and a tutorial on how I did the stitching. That's a maroon, blackish gray, and charcoal gray stitching. I know that. You can't see it. Bad lighting, like I say. That's that one. And I have tutorials for these on my channel. You can find those. Okay. Let's see. The ones I have on, did I mention them? I don't even think I mentioned them. These are both seedless weaves. This is a Stitch Sonic Armor. Is it modified? I don't know. I'll put the link. I think I said that. I'll put the link. And this is a Stitched Iron Man. I got a tutorial on this bracelet and on how to stitch it. I'll put the links for those in the cards in the description. Okay. For those who follow my channel, you know I do a lot of seedless weaves. He's got a, for those who are on Instagram, he's got quite a few profiles on Instagram. He's got one that's called Cetus Weaving. I'll put that below. And basically what it is simply pictorials of a lot of his weaves. And you can go in there and there's pictures, in panel form, and you can see how to do his stuff. And that's where I get a lot of these weaves I do. And I do have his books, some of his books. I don't have the fourth one, the newest one. I don't think you can get it here in the States because of, what's going on over there on that side of the world at the time. But I've got the first three, and I do quite a few of those. But, there's another man I want to mention. His name's Jason Lake. He also has a Paracord profile on Instagram. I'll put the link for that. I think it's called, his name is Jason Lake, and it's called Lake Bros B-R-O-S Paracord. Lake Bros Paracord. I'm assuming that means Lake Brothers Paracord. Here, give me just a second. I'm getting a text message, and if I don't acknowledge it, it's going to keep dinging. I don't want that thing dinging in the background. Okay, but I've started looking at his stuff, and there are a few tutorials on YouTube of his bracelets. Like many of you have probably heard of the Hunter weave. That's one of Jason Lake's weaves. What's another one he did? The Brute. That's one of his. Trying to think of some of the other ones he's done off the top of my head. That's two I know off the top of my head. But he's also done one called Widowmaker. Well, is it the Widowmaker or just Widowmaker? Either way, he's done that. And I made one of those. Actually, let me see. I got it right over here somewhere. Where's it at? I made one of those. This is colonial blue, and the accent in the middle it's called Cascade. It's kind of a blue mixture type cord, multicolored blue type looking cord. But I did that one, and now I figured out how to stitch it. For those who know and watch my channel, follow me on the social medias, which my Instagram link's down below if you want to follow that. And I don't post anything on there except my bracelets I make. So, it's eye candy. But for those who follow me, I'll make a bracelet. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a lacing needle, stitching needle. I'm going to start trying to figure out how to stitch it. Well, I was inspired because I was scrolling through his Instagram account, and he's got one of these where he had stitched it. And I looked at it. I tried to reverse engineer it. For the most part, I probably got it about 99% exactly what he did. But I can look at the very fine details and tell that I don't have it exactly like him. But overall, pretty much, to the untrained eye, it's going to look the same. I'll show you. What is this? What color is that? I forget what color it is. I think it's smoke gray and acid purple. And then I stitched it in Imperial Red. And this is microcord in the middle, and these on the side is 95. But, like I said, this is Widowmaker, right? He's got another one. It's called a double wide Widowmaker. Bam! I made one of them. Don't have a tutorial for this. There's a tutorial on YouTube. You can find it. Just type out double wide Widowmaker Paracord bracelet. You should be able to find it. But I made this one first, and these are my quote-unquote Superman colors. Gold. This is Galaxy Blue. Sometimes I use Indigo Night, which is kind of the same color. And then Burgundy. And these are like the newer Superman costume, where the colors are more dark as opposed to the bright blue and the bright red. That's what I'm going for now. That's a double wide Widowmaker, and this right here is the same. It's the same concept as this acid purple, this burgundy is. It's just done twice on the bracelet, and it's in 95 as opposed to 550. Right then, I went back and I made it. That was the first one I made. It fit everything, but I didn't really like the way I started it and the way I ended it. So I went back and I made me another one. And my personal favorite colors, again, gold, olive drab, and maroon. And this one turned out really well. And I put this one on a maroon. What these are is these are maroon silicone safe lock buckles from Paracord EU. A lot of people ask me about these buckles. I call them tactical buckles because it's easier to type and it sounds better than safe lock buckle. But this one's actually silicone, meaning the buckle itself is steel, but it's got instead of being painted, it's coated in silicone. And you can get them in quite a few different colors. Maroon, navy blue, yellows, purples, greens, reds, all that. But a lot of times I'll use it maroon. It's labeled as maroon. It's not quite the same color as the cord, but I'll use it with that. But that is a double wide Widowmaker. Okay, now, with all that said, that's the bracelets I've done. Now, let's get to the box. Let's see what's in the box, man. What's in the box? I'm going to tell you, this time, I didn't order a lot of stuff. Most of what I got a couple of new colors. But most of it is me just restocking my inventory, right? So, let me open this up. I'll pull this back over here and, actually, let me do this. Let me get it open. And we'll look and see what I got. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll bring this over here and we'll see. Bam. Okay, Paracord EU, obviously. Here's this. Here's my inventory list. We'll sit that off to the side. Make sure everything's in the box. There's packing out of the way. Let's see what we got here. Okay. First off, I ordered some. These are charcoal gray 5/8 inch buckles. I don't have any of these. I've got quite a few different colored buckles. I don't keep a lot of these in stock because I don't use them very much. But I do use the grays and the black colors quite a lot. So I figured I'd give me some charcoal gray buckles. I don't have any, so I went and I ordered me some. About 5 of them. I usually keep 3, 4, 5 of these in stock. Don't use them very much, but I got them. Okay, let's see. I ordered, these are the black. Hang on. Just like that one's a maroon silicone buckle. It's steel. I tell people silicone buckle, like when I first saw it, I'm like, silicone? Who wants a buckle made out of silicone? No, it's simply coated in silicone. It's actually steel, but it's coated in silicone. It's a metal buckle, it's just coated in silicone. But I got some black ones, restocking those, running low on those. And then these are the same thing, but they're the brass. Brush brass is what they're labeled as, brush brass. That's that. Okay, now, the other thing, let's see, this is a refill. This is Galaxy Blue, the same color that I used here. Okay. I was getting very low on this, and I ordered me some more of that. So there's that. That's just basically refill. Alright. This is, what is this? Is this 300 feet? Or no, I forget. This is Paracord EU. It's 100 meters. Basically, it's 300 feet, give or take. But this is anthracite. Do I have anything over here with anthracite on it? No, I don't have anything on here with anthracite. Here, I'll pop this open just so you can see it. This is probably it's a very dark gray. It's darker, like in the States, if you go to a Paracord supply place, one of the darkest grays that I've come across is either graphite or charcoal gray. But either way, neither one of those are as dark as this gray. All right, and this can only be gotten from Paracord EU. Paracord EU also sells another color that's even darker. And I mentioned it before, it's called blackish gray. It's this color that's down the middle of this. I know on this camera you can't quite see them, but at least you can see them side by side in the same lighting. Blackish gray and anthracite. Now that blackish gray, it almost looks black, but when you compare two blacks side by side, you can tell the difference. But this is simply a refill also. Okay, now I got another, these are two new colors. I had recently ordered, where's it at? Right here. I had recently ordered this. It's very similar here. Let's see. Most of us know colonial blue, right? Well, this is grease blue. It's a little bit darker, seems a little bit more vibrant. Grease blue in a microcord. And I like to have, if they make it like 550, whatever color, if they make it in a microcord, I like to have the microcord and the 550. Gives you more options when you're weaving your bracelets and colors. Makes sense? And now that I've been using more of this 95 in some of the bracelets I do, I've been expanding my inventory to include some of these various colors. Right? I'm not sure if they do this grease blue in the 95 or not. But either way, I had this in micro, so I went ahead and decided to get some 550 in it. Is that the same color? It almost... Yeah, it is. It just looks slightly... Lighting's not helping them either. That's a new color for me right there. Grease blue is very similar to colonial blue, but a little bit darker, a little bit more vibrant, if you ask me. But I got that one. Okay, and then here's one. This one right here was a request by the boss, the missus, the wife. She likes... Ooh, the spool has fallen apart. That's okay, though. I've got plenty. I can re-spool this. I'm going to pick this up very carefully. I picked it up and it come apart. But that's okay. No problem. I can re-spool this. But this is, wow, it doesn't look anything like what it really is. It looks blue on that camera, but it's not. It's not blue. It's called sea green. I guess the American supplier equivalent would be seafoam green. But that's what that is. I would say you could compare it to turquoise, but not even. Here's the turquoise. Now, in that video, they look the same, but to my naked eye, they are not the same. This has more of a green look to it. Now, like I say, the lighting of the camera, it's not showing the true color. Like I've said before, I'm going to put this down before it falls apart. I'm going to actually put it right back in this box, and I'll have to re-spool that, because I've got quite a few of these spools that, I've used and that are empty. I just re-spool it. No problem. But I've said this here. Let's get all this out of the way. I've said this before. When you go to these Paracord supply websites and you look at a color, now I know a lot of people, I often see people like make Jeep handles. I don't make Jeep handles, but I know, Jeep handles hold handles for Jeeps. They try to match the color of the Jeep handle to the paint job on the Jeep. A lot of times they'll post a picture of the Jeep and they'll say, what's the closest color to this red or this orange or, whatever color that Jeep's been painted. And people will give them suggestions. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes it might be some shade of red that you've never heard of, that the person's never heard of. But the point is this. You go to these Paracord supply place websites, and you'll see the pictures of the cord so you can see the color. And unfortunately, just the nature of the way this is, that picture is never going to be a true representation of what the color will actually look like when you have it in your hand. Why? Because lighting, camera angle, all these variables come into it. Perfect example is this. I'm looking at my monitor on my computer right now, and that cord looks blue. But when I actually look at that cord with my eye looking at that cord, it's green. It's completely two different colors. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, the pictures on these websites are not, most likely not that drastically different in the colors from what you see in that picture to what you're going to get when you order it. But there is some slight variation. Just, that's the way it is. That's why, me personally, some of these places you can order a sample. You know, they'll send you 3, 4, 5 inches of the cord so you can check out the color. Right? Me, I just spend the $7, $8, $9 and buy 100 feet of it. Just to get it in hand and see what it is. I'll use it. I'll put it in my inventory and it'll get used. You know? So, yeah. Perfect example. But, you know, that's just me. But, let's see. Is there anything else? I guess that's about it, really. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like I said, not much going on. I apologize for my absence. Hey, you know, give us a like, give us a share, that kind of thing. But if there's any of these bracelets you see people do and you want me to do a tutorial, because the people who follow this channel, they know that I'm going to... Now, I'm not saying I'm going to, you know, you requested it, may or may not, I may or may not make the video. But people who follow this channel know that I'm going to show you how, not only over here, under there, pull tight, but for lack of a better way of explaining it, I'm going to tell you how tight to pull it and which direction to pull it tight. Makes sense? That's the whole thing. The overs and the unders, that's the easy part of this. But how to tighten this thing up, make it look good. Neat, clean, and tight. Like I always say, neat, clean, and tight. I finish all my videos like that. I try to keep my bracelets like that. But with that, like I say, again, thanks for the new subscribers. Give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, click the bell icon. You know the whole deal. But if you got any kind of requests on, you know, any tutorials you want me to do on any specific bracelets, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look into it, and may already have one done, may not, but I'll see what I can do. But with that, I'll end this one like I end them all. Keep it neat, keep it clean, and keep it tight. Happy weaving, folks.